Hey everyone, it's Sarah and today I'm back with part 2 of my spring perfumes video. So I've got 10 more fragrances here that I am super excited to pull out now that it is springtime, and I'm gonna jump right in. I'm gonna start with one of my favorite Chloe fragrances of all time. In fact, now that I've got this out, I've got a silver polishing cloth, so I'm gonna go ahead and polish this while I've got it out. But this is Chloe, just the original Chloe, or I should say the original reformulated Chloe, the EDP formulation. I've had somebody get mad at me before and be like, that's not the original Chloe, because clearly it's not the original Chloe. It came out what, like the 80s or 90s? But this is the original Chloe that exists now. This is the most beautiful, bright, crisp, almost kind of soapy rose. It is perfection. It's sweet, but not overly sweet. It's spring roses in a bottle, kind of slightly green leaning. It's fantastic. It is one of my favorite Chloe scents of all time. I've had Chloe in my collection for so many years now that this is almost like a comfort fragrance for me. It's been so many years ago now. It was like a pack of like 5 Chloe, like mini bottles of Chloe, and it came with 2 of the EDP, and then it came with one that had green liquid in it, and then 2 others that I can't totally even remember. It's been so long ago. But I went through every single one of those minis, and then I finally picked up a bottle, and I just love it. I love it so much. So anyways, it's a monster of a fragrance, lasts forever. I think this would be an amazing like wedding fragrance, which I'm gonna be doing a spring, summer, like hot weather wedding fragrance video soon. You will definitely see this because it's one that is just perfection for an outdoor wedding. So anyways, that is the original Chloe, just the EDP formulation. This is YSL Libre, the EDT formulation, and this is perfect for spring. This is Libre, but it's way lighter. It definitely still smells like Libre, but it's just much lighter, and it's not quite as syrupy smelling. It's not quite as sweet. It's just a really light, airy version of Libre. And I love it. It's perfect for spring and summer. I'm crazy. I'll wear even the Intense in spring and summer. This is a more appropriate version for spring and summer. It's just such a beautiful fragrance. I love it. I've had some people tell me that they are going to be pulling out the newest one, which I can't even remember what the name of it is. It's the one that it looks like lavender liquid, but it's so beautiful. I still need to get my nose on that one. But anyways, that is YSL Libre, the EDT formulation, so perfect for spring. This next one is a JLo fragrance. This is my favorite time of year to pull this one out and wear it. This is JLo Glow, and this is just the most beautiful, soapy, musky, spring floral. It's clean, very, very clean smelling. Just a clean, soapy, musky floral. I absolutely adore it. It's a monster on me. I will be able to smell this for 10, 12 hours. When I spray it on, I never have to reapply it. It's one of my favorite JLo fragrances. This is, hopefully, I haven't worn this one since my chemistry changed, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed that I am not one of the people that this smells like hairspray on now. If it is, I will cry because I love this. I'm one of the people that this actually works on, so I'm just hoping that it stays that way. So anyways, that is JLo Glow. Okay, next is a Tocca fragrance, and there are so many Tocca fragrances that could fit this, or that could be spring fragrances. I love this one here though. This is Tocca Isabel, and this is a light, crisp, really not sweet at all, like a boozy rose fragrance. It's got like sangria in it, I think like a sangria note, so it smells like a really beautiful rosy wine almost. But the rose is very, very prominent in this one. It's almost like a green leaning rose too. So just imagine like a really bright, crisp, boozy, green leaning rose. It's beautiful. It's perfect for spring. It smells like a spring garden or something. It's just gorgeous. So anyways, that is Tocca Isabel. Very long lasting too. This one I can get a good at least 8 hours out of it. It lasts a super, super long time and I love it. And this is one of my favorite bottles in my collection. It's beautiful. It's thick, it's heavy, it's very high quality. I love the design with the birds and the fireflies and like the botanicals on the lid. It's so classy. It's the quintessential like vanity perfume bottle. It's gorgeous. So anyways, that is Tocca Isabel. Okay, next is a Guerlain fragrance, and I usually only ever pull, well, no, I'll wear this one in both spring and summer, but I usually start wanting to wear it as soon as it warms up in the spring. This is from Guerlain, and this is called Neroli Outrenoir. I absolutely adore this fragrance. This is one of the classiest smelling fragrances in my collection. This just smells like a woman with money. It's orange blossom or neroli and tea. It's kind of got like fuzziness to it. It's not, and when I say fuzzy, it's almost like the feeling that powderiness gives you, but without being powdery. It's got this warm fuzziness about it. It's beautiful. I don't always love neroli in particular. I usually love orange blossom, but sometimes they both can just be too overpowering. Neroli in particular can sometimes just be too intense, too green smelling, just not my cup of tea, but it is perfection in this. It's so smooth and warm. It's slightly sweet, very tea-like, really beautiful. One of the classiest smelling perfumes in my collection. It's fantastic. So, and super long lasting. This is a beast. You're gonna smell like this for, oh gosh, at least 8 hours. It lasts forever. So anyways, that is Guerlain Neroli Outrenoir. Okay, next, my favorite time to pull this out is springtime. This is Cacharel Noah, and this is another one of my most favorite bottles in my collection. I love it because the little top is your sprayer. I love this because this is warm. It's a very odd scent. It's got a coffee note in it, and a lot of people don't get the coffee with this one, but I thankfully do. I get a lot of the coffee with this, especially when it warms on my skin. So this one is it's kind of strange. It's clean, it's a tiny bit powdery, it's maybe even a touch green. It's got some very light, delicate florals, and then this really beautiful, warm coffee note, and it's beautiful. So it ends up smelling like this, kind of like a clean, warm, skin-like fragrance with a touch of coffee. I love it. I hate that. For people that can't smell the coffee in this at all, that makes me sad because it's so interesting. It's like a delicate, I don't want to say it's a coffee fragrance because it's definitely not a coffee fragrance, but I definitely get the coffee in it. I love it. It's such a good little perfume, and this is my favorite time of year to wear this, especially when it's transitioning from winter into spring, because this is it's a very warm, cozy fragrance. It lasts a super long time on me too. I can get a good at least 8 hours out of this. I love it. So anyways, that is Cacharel Noah. This next one, this is another one this is like a walk through a wet spring garden right after a massive rain. My lid though is like, I don't know, my lid has gotten sticky. It's kind of like that rubber type of material, and it's like degrading and getting sticky, and I hate the lid. I may just end up throwing the lid away because it's gross, but this is a fragrance from Commodity, and this is called Rain. I don't know if you can get this fragrance anymore. I love this. This is a very green fragrance. It's a slightly sweet, like dry, astringent florals and greens fragrance. It's watery smelling. It's a beast though. This fragrance lasts for, I mean, you're gonna get a good 8, 10, 12 hours out of this. It lasts forever. This is probably the most spring-like fragrance in my collection though. It's so like quintessential spring. It's spring florals, like the more astringent spring florals that bloom first, the bulbs, the hyacinth, the narcissus, the daffodils, like the more kind of green, astringent smelling florals. That's like what this is. And then sweet greens. It's beautiful. It's perfection. It's a perfect spring fragrance. If I had to pick probably one perfume in my entire collection that I think is the best spring fragrance that I have, I think it would probably be this, because it's fantastic. So anyways, that is Commodity Rain. I need to check to see if they even still make that one anymore. I don't think they do. That's the original, like, I got that before they closed the house for a while and then revamped and came back. So I don't even know if they make that one anymore. Next is this one here from Giorgio Armani. This is Armani C Fiori, and this is another one that this is my favorite time of year to wear this. This is blackcurrant and orange blossom, and it's got, I think it's got vanilla in the base. It's kind of sweet and creamy and light and slightly powdery. It's a kind of like a Kilian Love Don't Be Shy dupe, but this is way smoother, lighter, fluffier smelling, airier smelling. It's not quite as syrupy as Love Don't Be Shy. It's really, really beautiful. This is really the only time of year that I like to pull this one out because it's such a kind of light, delicate fragrance on me. It doesn't last very long. I can only get a couple hours out of this before I would need to reapply. But I love it in the spring. It's a perfect spring fragrance. It's got a really beautiful warmth to it too, like kind of warm coziness. So it's a great transition fragrance. Yeah, I love this one. I do ration this because it's been discontinued, and this is the bottle that I like had to scramble to buy when I heard that it had been discontinued. Thank goodness I found it on Poshmark because I couldn't find any on Mercari. I couldn't find any on eBay. So I turned to Poshmark, and thank goodness somebody had one. But anyways, that is Giorgio Armani C Fiori. This next one, this is another one. This Behind Rain would probably be my second pick for the most spring-like fragrance I've got in my collection. This is Ralph Lauren Blue, I think is what it's called. Is it called Blue? Yes, Ralph Lauren Blue. Mine, sadly, is the reformulated version. I don't think this is the original version. It could be. I don't know. I bought it secondhand, but I'm pretty sure it's the reformulation. Everybody says that the reformulation is just not as good as the original, and I 100% believe that. But a lot of people say that the reformulation just doesn't last as long as the original, which mine, I get a really good performance out of this. So I must just be super lucky that it actually performs super well on me. But I love this. This is the most beautiful, light, delicate, but sweet springtime floral. This is more sweet florals rather than like the astringent springtime florals. It's more of like a kind of sweet, delicate, light florals, but I love it either way. It's perfect. This to me is like spring in a bottle. Even the bottle looks like springtime. I love everything about this one. I think this one's been discontinued too. I love it though. This is another one. I don't ration it, but I only wear it a couple times a year because it's really hard to get now. So anyways, that is Ralph Lauren Blue. And then last but not least, I have a Chloe fragrance. I love this perfume. This would probably be third on the list of the most like springtime perfumes in my collection. This is the most perfect, beautiful, sweet spring floral. This one, I'll wear this any time of the year. I even pulled this one out and wore it this past winter. Because it's a perfect floral. This is one that could be a signature scent that could be worn all year round because it's just such a perfect floral. But this is amazing in the spring because this is another one that's it's kind of sweet, but it's not overly sweet. It's also got kind of a greenness to it, like a fresh greenness. And it's beautiful. It's very classy smelling. It's very, I don't know, when you think of like an expensive woman and the perfume that she would wear, this is one that like comes to mind, or this is one that when I smell it, I think of somebody expensive smelling like this, if that makes sense. I don't know. It's got a cleanliness to it as well. So it's a really beautiful, like slightly sweet, floral that has a cleanliness to it, that also has kind of like a slate greenness to it. It's perfection. It's beautiful. I love the Eau Sensuelle one too. I also have that. Love that one. But this one is more spring-like, and it's just perfect. Chloe fragrances in general are perfection. They're some of my favorite designer fragrances. They're just one of my favorite designer houses. I just think that they make some of the most exquisite fragrances, especially florals. So anyways, that is Chloe Love Story. Is this the ED? Yeah, this is the EDP formulation. I don't know if they make an EDT or not, but they might. And if they do, I'm talking about the EDP. So anyways, you guys, those are 10 more fragrances from my collection that I am super excited to start wearing now that it is spring. I do hope that you all enjoyed this. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.